So anyway, just to give you a glimpse of why I haven't been posting for so long. Maybe I'm just going crazy. A little coffee with my sushi at 9:15 in the morning. With that asshole staring at me. Yeah, welcome back to the channel. Yes, I still have the Buick. And now I'm in a Christmas parade. So, I think enough time has passed that I can actually do my review of the Tesla. And I really don't want to make this like a lengthy review. Sorry, I'm drinking my coffee. It's kind of cold out here. But I've had the opportunity to drive this thing all the way to New York, back, and I've put 11,000 miles on it. So I feel like I'm ready for that review. But the short and sweet is that kind of like the reel on Instagram says, this thing's got 3 speeds, here, there, and gone. That, I think, it's the takeaway from this review, because this is some car. I mean, you guys know I love my gas-powered dinosaur things over here, but this is different. Definitely different. So I got a lot of comfort features that no other car really offers, particularly the Autopilot, and I'll show you down in the video, or later on this video. The other thing that I've come to realize is that the media is out there to not let people do this transition for some reason. I have nothing bad to say about the car. Service-wise, has been actually a dream. I've had a couple things repaired, and they actually came out here and did the repairs in my driveway. I didn't have to go anywhere. Both service and warranty, and there's no additional cost to me for them to come out here and do it. So I'm definitely not gonna bore you with features and stuff. There's a 1,000 videos out there that tell you all of that, and about all the storage that it has in the back and all the features that it has on the interior. But let me just tell you, this is a car. Like how I had mentioned in the original video, the one thing that I found missing in most of the reviews that are out there, which they'll show you the interior and everything else, that's why I'm not boring you with that, is that I consider to be myself a little more of an enthusiast. The general idea of a car, I'm not sure I'm using the right words there. So when I see younger folks that haven't really experienced real cars, and I say quote unquote real cars, because this is just as real a car as these are. It's just a completely different concept, and let me tell you, it's freaking crazy. So another cool thing with this car is that I have the tow hitch. You can't see it, but there's a little cover right there. Yeah. And pretty much everything's in there. It's got an adapter and everything, and you can tow up to 3,500 pounds. Now, with that said, you can kiss the range goodbye. Now, I've never really towed much with internal combustion, so I don't know how much it affects mileage. I imagine with diesels, not so much, but with gas cars, it's got to be significant. For charging, this is the charger that is included with the car. I did have to install 220 in my garage with a NEMA 1450 plug. But that was an easy task. I did all of that myself. That's not hard. And the cool thing is that the charger included, it actually charges pretty quick. I believe it's 28 miles per hour of range. So saying that it was dead empty, you'll have less than a 12-hour charge for a completely dead empty battery. Actually, I think it's more because it's never charged for that long, and I brought it down to like 10%. It's usually like 7 or 8 hours. But there's a lot of variables to that. Well, where I was going with this is that there's a wall charger that is like $600 now. It went up in price. And although it would be cool to have it here, I think it would be really cool to have one. It's not worth it because the stuff that they provide you with to charge the car is enough for the average person. I mean, unless you like have a limited amount of time to charge at night. But even then, with this, you should be able to get enough range, unless you're commuting 300 miles every day. I don't know. What else could I address that I don't feel has been addressed before? So, hold on, let me turn this off. There's no sound that tells you what speed you're going to. And again, that's another one of those things where, like, if you're a car guy, you understand what I mean. If you're not, I guess it's the engine noise or the mechanical aspect of, I want to say the vibrations of the transmission. I don't know how to describe it, but this doesn't have that. So when you're going down the road, you'll be going 70 miles an hour and you're not even batting an eye. Over time, you kind of get used to that, and then you go back to a regular car and you're just like, wow, this thing is slow. It also spoils you because this thing, like I tell my friends, it's got like warp drive under your right foot because you want to be in that spot there in between those cars over there, imaginary cars over there. You just get there. Like, it doesn't, there's no lag, there's no nothing. It's just instant. And yeah. But anyway, what else? So the mileage on the battery, although it's good, it's not bad, but depending on your driving style and how you end up driving after you've had this car for a while, which in my case is, I'm gonna admit it, it's a little aggressive. I accelerate to speed limit immediately every time. Something about that feeling you get like a roller coaster. I don't know. So really, that's my only complaint. The battery. I mean, that's still 226 miles at 80% battery, so that's not bad. And in reality, I'll get 180. If I charge it all the way to the 100%, I might get 250. But it is supposed to be rated to 306, and I would expect it to be, I don't know, like in the 290 around there. Although, if you look at your regular average Honda or whatever, they'll tell you 48 miles to the gallon, and you really get like 42. So I don't know. It's one of those things where I can be pickier, or I may sound like I'm being pickier here just because it's on my face and I have like all these features where it tells me like how this car is using all that energy. You know what I mean? So right now it's telling me, and this is actually the more accurate, like right now it's telling me that it'll get 212 based on my driving. And it's supposed to have 226 in it. So this is a nice feature to my negative, which was my complaint, which is the battery, or the battery range. The range anxiety is not a thing. Don't let the media tell you that that's a thing. What else? It's got a bunch of other features. Again, all of these you can check out in other videos online. I'm not going to bore you with that. I'm trying to give you a car guy, car perspective, or perspective of this car, which is, it's awesome. I'm going to have to bleep that. It's awesome. And if you have the opportunity to do it, do it. The other thing is that, hold on, I just had it up there somewhere. If you So that's how much it takes to fully charge this car from like 14%, I think it was. This is at a supercharger. You don't have to pay that. Like at home, I'm not paying $12 to charge this car. I'm paying, I think it's like 17 cents per kilowatt hour. I'm talking about like it's probably like $8 to top the car off. And it might be much, and on a day-to-day, it's actually a lot less, because I'll use maybe 20% of the battery and stuff like that. Funny thing that just changed. But yeah, so that's really my only complaint. As you'll see, the autopilot features are actually really good. The interior is super nice, and just so you know that I'm not... where are my miles here? Hold on a second. So here we are. That's how many miles I've had. That's how much power is used. And that's my average watt hours per mile. So, this, again, I've been holding on to this review just because of that. I wanted to actually give you what I felt was missing on every single review out there, because I feel like these people have these cars for very short periods of time, and they've never really gotten to experience an old car, a classic car, 80s, 90s car, and then anything newer in between, and then to this. And I've been blessed to have that opportunity where I've driven everything in the under the sun I've driven. And what else? Again, you can watch another videos on YouTube, but interior is really nice. This is a really nice feature. Although from the driver's seat, you really don't get to see much of it. But it's really nice. It keeps the passengers entertained. And other than that, I think that's it for the interior. I'll show you guys the Autopilot next, and I'll do some closing comments. I actually had the opportunity to drive the car up to New York and put actual real life scenario miles on it, where I have to get somewhere and it's beyond the range of the car. And if you get anything out of this video, I want you to understand that the infrastructure for these things is out there. But in the trip, we did not have any issues finding charging points. That's usually what everybody's worried about, that range anxiety, because they see the little number here telling them they're running out of battery. With that, the technology's here. This car is fully capable. As you can see right now, it's this whole time that I've been talking here, the car's been driving itself. I have the subscription to the Autopilot because I could not bring myself to buy the full kit. I just don't think it's there yet, because the features that you're getting you're not getting the full self-driving. You're getting very smart computer assisted driving assistant. In a long trip, you set up your address. It automatically takes you to charge points if it needs to recharge before the destination. Something to keep in mind, most of that charging usually happens quickly because the car is already hot. So in 20 minutes you get, I think we got it up to 80% from 20% battery in under 20 minutes. And even the stops that it suggests, it tells you stop for 15 minutes and that's all you need. So yeah, and as part of that, with this driving assistant, pretty much you tell it like that you wanna do what it's suggesting, which is a lane change, and it just does it for you. As you can see right here, I haven't had my feet on the brake or the pedals the whole time that this video's been going on. I am paying attention to the road, and I do have to keep my hand on the wheel, otherwise it'll tell me to put my hands on the wheel. I'm gonna let it go just a little bit so you guys can see that warning. This is part of the stuff that you kind of gotta get used to. I have to admit, it's not easy to let the car drive, because at the beginning at least, because it drives like a human. It doesn't drive like a computer where it's like overly cautious. And see, so it gives you that little warning, and it does that. And if I don't, and all I gotta do is this. Oh well, it took too long and it warned me, but all I had to do was nudge it, and it keeps going. Usually you want to just kind of have your hand in that position there, and it feels the resistance of your hand as it moves the wheel. Although there are times where I've had my hand hanging on it and it just didn't sense it, because I was doing small adjustments just at the same time as the car was doing adjustments. But yeah, so as far as our Autopilot goes, it's awesome. Not worth 10 grand. Totally worth the subscription if you're traveling for a month, or if you're doing a lot of road tripping for a month. We made it from my house all the way to New York in, what was it? I think it was 6 hours. And that is because I had to go out of my way, pick up somebody, and then go out of my way into PA and go into towards Syracuse, New York. But otherwise, it was very uneventful. The Autopilot actually removed a lot of the stress of driving. I didn't feel exhausted after driving. That's the easiest way to describe it. It was a very good drive. Now, I'm gonna let the car. Come on, just give me the hand warning. I'm gonna let the car do its thing.
Take exit 77BA on the right.
I just want you to see that I'm not the one signaling or anything. The car is doing all of this. It's actually really cool, and it'll tell me once we get off the highway. It will actually tell me to take over. So that sound just signaled telling me that the Autopilot navigation, it's over. And now it's just doing the interchange here. Oh. And now I'm gonna take over.
In 1,000.
And here's another scenario with Autopilot. We're off the highway now. We're on some back roads, and it's the speed limit here is 30. They limit you as to how fast you can go, and lower speed limits, the stuff that is not considered a highway. But it just kind of goes to show how capable the system is. Oh, look, another Model Y. It doesn't have any trouble handling the turns. It doesn't break over the lines. Yeah, there's no point in me trying to explain driving. The system is driving. It's just literally driving. That's the easiest way to put this down. So, to conclude, with everything I mentioned about the Autopilot and charging, driving, battery capacity, and so on, if you have the means, electric cars is where it's at. You can do it purely for economic reasons. In that case, I don't think a Tesla would be the one that you'd want to go with, but something more economical, I guess, like a Volt or a Nissan Leaf. Yeah, I don't know. I couldn't bring myself to do that to myself because I wanted my daily car to be quick. So I went with this one, and I've loved it. Other than the issues that I had at the delivery, yeah. If you have the opportunity or the means, this is where it's at. Particularly the savings in fuel. But then I also have solar, but you would still significantly have savings if you were just paying for your electricity. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. Please subscribe. hit that like button. Oh, God, I can't do it with a cup. So, for those of you here that were here because of my viewer content, this thing's still here collecting dust. It's actually very dusty. I am still on the fence about the wiring. I have everything to make my own harness, but I'm feeling too lazy. So I'm thinking that I'm going to buy a Cruise Performance harness for the Holly, and kind of once I have all of that set up, I can button up the engine, put the front end back on, and should be done. As you can see, all the parts are there. It's just me getting to it. Yeah.